Friday is upon us once again. Rejoice. I'm your host Andrew, defrosted from carbonite and suffering only from a mild case of hibernation sickness. That's a Star Wars reference, everyone. Before we get started with our news roundup, a quick update to our recent contest. We've started USDT diamonds and NFT distribution starting today, and we will be announcing winners at the end of each daily video starting on Monday. This is important, by the way. If you have won, please share with us your Twitter name. And now, on with our news stories. First up, Bitcoin hits $60,000 on some exchanges. The cause of that price spike? Buzz from an SEC tweet, which we'll look into. More positive news as the CEO of Morgan Stanley says that crypto is not a fad. Coinbase makes calls for crypto regulation shakeups. Dozens of countries vow to join forces and tackle ransomware. Mexico announces no current plans to make Bitcoin legal tender. A major U.S. mortgage lender drops crypto payments after a brief trial period. And finally, we take a brisk stroll through our NFT and gaming news roundup. Quite a bit of stories today, so let's dive headfirst into our lead story, Bitcoin hitting $60,000 on some exchanges. This all happened in the early hours of Friday, leaving the world's biggest cryptocurrency less than $5,000 away from securing a new all-time high. Prices accelerated sharply from $57,208 to $59,341 in the space of 1 hour, as investors in Asia digested news that the US might be on the brink of approving a Bitcoin ETF. More on that in our next story. Given how it has taken just 2 days to bounce back from a brief dip to $54,700, excitement is building that a new record price could be imminent for Bitcoin. But whether this milestone will be achieved over the weekend remains to be seen. The SEC raised eyebrows on Thursday when it tweeted about the potential risks and benefits associated with investing in a crypto ETF fund. So let's explore that a bit more. On Monday, the SEC is due to reveal whether it will approve the ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF. Although this is only going to be based on futures, a number of analysts believe that the exchange-traded fund is likely to be given the green light, becoming the first Bitcoin-related ETF in the US as a result. A post on Thursday directed followers to an investor bulletin that was first written in June that encouraged investors to, quote, weigh carefully the potential risks and benefits of the investment, describing Bitcoin's futures market as highly speculative and adding, quote, as such, investors should consider the volatility of Bitcoin and the Bitcoin futures market, as well as the lack of regulation and potential for fraud or manipulation in the underlying Bitcoin market, unquote. The SEC went on to tell investors that they should determine the level of risk they are willing to take on, the potential loss of their investment could incur, and the fact that a rise in spot prices might not result in similar growth in a futures-focused fund. In addition to the sharp Bitcoin price increase, the tweet itself, sent from the SEC's investor education account, has amassed more than 3,000 retweets at the time of writing. This is considerably more attention than what its content normally enjoys. So, yeah, people are definitely paying attention. Next, we continue riding the train of not bad crypto news, as Morgan Stanley's CEO, James Gorman, has talked crypto up a bit on an earnings call with analysts. He said, quote, I don't think crypto is a fad. I don't think it's going to go away. I don't know what the value of Bitcoin should or shouldn't be, but these things aren't going away, and the blockchain technology supporting it is obviously very real and powerful, unquote. That seems to be a recurring theme among several banks. They tend to be more excited about what the infrastructure can achieve rather than the cryptocurrencies that run on them. While Morgan Stanley doesn't allow retail clients to directly trade crypto, Gorman didn't necessarily rule that out in the future, adding, quote, it's just not a huge part of the business demand from our clients, and that may evolve and will evolve with it, unquote. And inevitably, any further business strategy will hinge on how U.S. lawmakers decide to proceed when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Quote, we're watchful of it, We're respectful and we'll wait to see how the regulators handle it, unquote. So you're telling me there's a chance? Coinbase wants a crypto regulation shakeup, calling for one regulator to be made responsible for digital asset markets and for cryptocurrencies to fall under a separate framework. It argues that cryptocurrencies and blockchain, quote, do not neatly fit into the current structure, unquote, set up to regulate financial activity, and that confusion reigns because a number of agencies currently have oversight over this fast-moving sector. Coinbase's chief policy officer, Faryar Shirzad, said, quote, elements of past laws do not accommodate the efficiency, seamlessness, and transparency of digital asset markets, and thus risk serving as an unintended barrier to current innovations in the digital asset economy. We hope our ideas serve as a helpful starting point for shaping a U.S. regulatory system that adequately reflects the evolving crypto economy and its extraordinary potential. Crypto companies in the U.S. have long expressed exasperation over the lack of clarity they receive from regulators, including Coinbase. The exchange recently vented its frustration when it was forced to abandon plans to launch Lend, a product that would have enabled consumers to earn 4% APY on USD coin, a level of interest mainstream banks could not match. That came after the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission threatened the exchange with legal action if Lend went live. Ransomware is, quote, an escalating global security threat with serious economic and security consequences, unquote. And the inconsistent enforcement of cryptocurrency regulations is helping hackers to cash in, a joint statement from the countries around the world has warned. Dozens of countries, including the US, the UK, Japan, South Korea, South Africa, India, and members of the European Union, met virtually to discuss this issue on October 13th and 14th. The statement, released by the White House, said, quote, from malign operations against local health providers that endanger patient care, to those directed at businesses that limit their ability to provide fuel, groceries, and other goods to the public, ransomware poses a significant risk to critical infrastructure, essential services, public safety, consumer protection and privacy, and economic prosperity, unquote. The statement also said that a country's ability to, quote, effectively prevent, detect, mitigate, and respond to threats from ransomware, unquote, depends on cooperation from global partners. Inevitably, much of the focus centered around virtual assets, which were identified as, quote, the primary instrument criminals use for ransomware payments and subsequent money laundering, unquote. And the statement also said that the, quote, uneven global implementation, unquote, of standards released by the Financial Action Task Force hasn't really helped matters. Despite the global support, data from Chainalysis shows that North America has been extorted for more money by ransomware attackers than any other region, and generally it's cybercriminals based in Russia who are causing most of the disruption. Quite tellingly, Russia was not among the countries that were invited to the virtual conference, amid concerns that the Kremlin isn't aggressive enough in tackling this criminal activity. Now we go south of the border. In a recent statement at a press conference, Mexico's president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, has said that the country has no plans to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, despite growing interest across Latin America. But, as Decrypt noted, a number of rival politicians think that Mexico should embrace Bitcoin in the same way that El Salvador has, arguing that both countries are facing a similar economic climate. In fact, a number of other countries in the region are exploring how to integrate Bitcoin into their economies. A proposed law in Paraguay is seeking to regulate crypto mining and trading, but some advocates have argued that this bill does not go far enough. Brazil is also toying with the idea of embracing Bitcoin as a payment method, and Venezuela, a country that has suffered rampant hyperinflation with its local fiat currency, has been especially forward-thinking when it comes to crypto. Now we hop back to the US as a major mortgage lender has ended its crypto payment trial. United Wholesale Mortgage has unveiled the plans during the summer, making it the first market with such an offering, but in a news release, the company said that just 6 transactions had been completed using crypto during its trial period, spanning September and October. leaving the door open to the service returning at some point in the future. UVM's president, Matt Ishbia, said, quote, "We're proud to be the first mortgage lender to successfully pilot this technology and further demonstrate that we're innovating for the long term. As we said last quarter, we were going to look into accepting cryptocurrency and test it to see if it's a faster, easier, and cheaper solution. And, thanks to our innovative technology team members, the transactions were successful. Due to the current combination of incremental costs and regulatory uncertainty in the crypto space, we've concluded that we aren't going to extend beyond a pilot at this time." UVM described the experiment as a, quote, "test and learn process," unquote, that will ensure the company is prepared once there is a higher demand for crypto transactions, and the firm vowed to continue monitoring digital assets and blockchain technology in the future. Speaking to CNBC, Ishbia explained that the company experimented with payments in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. But although borrowers thought that the concept was cool, he added, quote, "There was not enough demand at the end of the day to really push the envelope too hard." And now, hands on buzzers as we run through our weekly NFT and play to earn gaming news lightning round. The demand for Mechaverse, a Japanese mecha-themed NFT series, is currently levels above other NFT collections. Trading volume between the initial mint slightly over a week ago on October 7th and secondary sales climbed to $60 million in a single day. As of October 14th, the volume traded on OpenSea reached 39.9 thousand Ethereum, or roughly $132 million at Ethereum prices today. The most intriguing aspect of the frenzy is that the secondary market buyers and minters who cannot view the final images still spent thousands of dollars on the tokens. Despite the high transaction fees plaguing its network, Ethereum is still the reigning king of the NFT sector. However, a few other networks have sprung up to challenge the supremacy of Ethereum, from Binance Smart Chain to Polygon, Cardano, Solana, and now Bitcoin. These blockchains are enabling smart contracts functionality. Speaking of functionality, Stacks is a blockchain that combines both Bitcoin with smart contracts. Amid the recent push into Bitcoin NFTs, the native STX token of the network rose by over 57% on Sunday. According to crypto data aggregator Nomics, the digital asset became the 55th largest cryptocurrency in the world after its market cap climbed to $2.9 billion. It might take more than a crackdown on crypto mining operations to stop Chinese investors from exploring the NFT sector. Despite the Chinese government's anti-crypto stance, the region's NFT markets have continued to thrive. According to a publication by crypto news site Decrypt, quote, "NFT communities from JPEG speculators to DAOs to play-to-earn clubs are alive and well in China even after multiple crypto crackdowns," unquote. China's Web 2.0 and Web 3.0 NFT scenes are particularly flourishing. For some context, Web 2.0 NFTs are relatively cheap JPEGs created by Chinese internet giants such as Tencent and Alibaba. They live in a centralized ledger, can be exchanged in RMB, and have no real crypto element, and are not tradable on the secondary market. Months after raking in $1.6 million of Ethereum from the sale of NFT trading cards, NFL star Rob Gronkowski is back for more action. This time around, the four-time Super Bowl champion will be releasing a set of new collectibles on the platform of his longtime teammate Tom Brady. The NFTs will be sold via Autograph, a platform co-founded by Brady. Earlier this week, the Gronk shared on Instagram video of the players with a caption that says, quote, "They say blood is thicker than water. So Tom Brady, move over. I'm joining the Autograph.io family. My signed digital exclusives are headed your way this week." SoRare, an Ethereum-based NFT fantasy football game, has caught the attention of regulators and is being investigated by the UK Gambling Commission. The commission published a statement on Friday explaining that, quote, "The Gambling Commission is currently carrying out inquiries into the company to establish whether Sorare.com requires an operating license or whether the services it provides do not constitute gambling." The platform, which recently raised $680 million in a Series B funding round, allows users to trade officially licensed digital trading cards of players from more than 100 soccer teams as NFTs. In addition to being able to buy and sell cards, users can build a weekly lineup with their cards and compete against other users. They earn points based on real-life performance of their players, and top players get to win free cards or Ethereum rewards. The statement of the UK Gambling Commission suggests that Sorare may actually be offering a gambling service to an extent. However, the watchdog has decided not to comment any further on the issue until its investigation is complete. As the NFT crusade continues to gain more ground, actress Reese Witherspoon is one of the latest people to come on board. Witherspoon revealed on Monday a tweet that she had just purchased her first NFTs and would love to know more about women creating NFTs. She, however, did not disclose the particular NFT she bought. Instead, she asked Crypto Twitter for advice. It was at this point that Snoop Dogg, who can now be considered an NFT veteran, stepped in. The American rapper suggested that Witherspoon connects with Priyanka Desai, head of operations at Open Law. Bored Ape Yacht Club will definitely go down as one of the most successful NFT collections, having attracted hundreds of millions of dollars in trading volume in just a few months. Following the success of its NFT collection, the creators of Bored Ape Yacht Club, Yuga Labs, have inked a deal with veteran music manager and tech investor Guy Ossieri to expand its brand into other aspects of media. Earlier this week, Yuga Labs announced that it had signed Ossieri to help explore media opportunities across various formats, including music, film, television, and video games. Coinbase is set to join the ranks of cryptocurrency exchanges that support NFTs later this year. Since spring, the leading exchange platform has left clues suggesting that it will launch an NFT platform. However, very little was offered in terms of the details until Tuesday, when the company announced Coinbase NFT. The company wrote in an official blog post, quote, "Creating an NFT should be as simple as tapping a few buttons. Coinbase NFT will be a peer-to-peer marketplace built to enable creativity with an intuitive design built on top of a decentralized marketplace." Although the company didn't give a specific date for the launch of the service, a spokesperson revealed that it will be live by the end of the year. Meanwhile, a waitlist where consumers can sign up for the service has been launched. And finally, we take a look at the top NFT collections by trading volume from the past week. Mechaverse is not just the newest kid on the block, it's also the best performing NFT collection over the past week. This NFT collection, 8888 Generative Mechas, recorded a weekly trading volume of over $85 million for 4,312 sales. Sitting at second place is Mutant Cats, with a 7-day trading volume of $15 million from 4,741 sales. It is worth mentioning that the sales figures dropped by over 50% since the past week. Cryptodes by Gremplin, which was last week's second best performing NFT collection, slipped one step down the ladder. Sales figures plummeted by about 74% to 388 this week. Its weekly volume stands at about $14 million. And I'm spent. This extra large Friday news show always takes so much out of me. Time to go to sleep until next week. If you like what we do here, go ahead and show your appreciation by giving this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click that little bell icon so you'll never miss the news. If you have any questions about any of our news stories, or you just want to learn more about crypto in general, you can ask Alex in the description below. I've been your Friday news guide, Andrew, and we'll see you on Monday. Have a good one.